Hello, welcome to Karma's a Stitch. I'm Tanya. It has not been quite a week since we have filmed an episode, but I've got some exciting news. I have an FO. It has been a really eventful weekend. If you have been following, I made a really long road trip with my brother. We drove from Boise, Idaho to Austin, Texas. Which, if you're not familiar with US geography, it was about a 29-hour drive. And it was wonderful, and I had an amazing time with my brother, and I actually had time to work on a project on 2 separate nights that we got a hotel, and I finished it today. So if you watched my last episode, I pulled the Arctic Chill hat and double cowl by Grace Rose Designs. I do have my Ravelry page linked below. So we're going to talk a little bit about the project and how it went. One modification that I made, and we'll talk about that. So here it is, and I will put it on, but I'll show it to you. So it's got the hat, and it's a big oversized hat. You have an inner cowl and you have an outer cowl. So this part here, you can wear, you'll put this on, it'll kind of rest on your chest and off your shoulders, and then it goes great underneath a jacket to keep the wind. So I'll put it on and I'll show you. So if you've watched, so like this is a jacket, I could put this on, like if this was a winter jacket, I would totally keep the wind out. Oh, so cute. So I made this for my mom. My mom lives in Alaska, and she's had some really cold temperatures, and she's allergic to wool. So I used Juniper Moon Farm. It's their cotton. It's called Bud. And the pink that I used is colorway 113. So here's the pink. And I had 2 skeins of the pink. This is how much I have left of the first one. I didn't even break into the second one. And then this blue that I used, again, is the Juniper Moon Farm Bud, and it's colorway 107. And I used 2 full skeins. I had 3. I used 2 full skeins and just a little bit of the third one. So I'll show you guys also in this video how I'm tracking my yardage that I'm using for my projects. So yes, here is the Arctic Chill hat and double cowl that I made for my mom. I sent her, oh, and this here, it can come up. She can wear it like this, cover up her mouth, just have it down to break the wind, however she wants. And it's so squishy soft. It's like the softest cotton, and it was chunky. It was done on a US 10. The one, I'm going to take it off though. The one modification that I did make was it asked you to bind off in a US 13. Now, I was traveling, and I had read through the pattern, but somehow I missed that. I brought the waste yarn, and I brought the other needle I was going to need for bind off. I brought everything except a size 13 to bind off. So I just did my super stretchy bind off that I love, and it's so beautiful. And it turned out really nicely. And I did it on a 10. So I loved the crown shaping of the hat. It was so easy. It was just a wonderful pattern. Let me go back here and see let me see here. It is a paid for pattern. It is $8 US. So yes, that is what I did this weekend. I have an FO. So I am going to show you guys how I'm keeping track of my yardage. I'm also gonna roll the dice and see what I get to work on for the next week. I'm super excited that I have an FO. I can't think of anything else to share about this project. It was my second cast on of my 12 cast-ons of Christmas. So I cast this on December 26th, I think it is. And I finished it on February 6th. And that's amongst a lot of other projects. It was super quick and so fun and easy. I had a great time. And if I had any other family or friends that needed something like this in a cold climate, I would absolutely make this project again. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you guys how I track my yardage, and then we'll roll the dice. Okay, so here's the spreadsheet that I have. These are the columns that I've got. So I've got the project, the yarn that I'm using. I've got what the label says, what the label yardage is, and then it calculates for me and tells me how many yards per gram that would be. And then I weigh it, see the actual weight? Actual weight. So then I weigh it before I start. I weigh the skein, and sometimes it's over 100. You see that skein? The label said it was 100, but when I weighed it, it was 105. And then what that would mean, if I have 105 grams instead of 100, then that skein of yarn actually has 420 yards. And then right here, I will put how many grams I have left. If I don't use that whole skein, how many I have left. So if you look down here, Juniper Moon, the blue, the first skein, I had 0 grams left. Now that second skein, I also had 0 grams left, which means I used 100. So that was 109 yards that I used. Now, for the third skein that I used of the blue, okay, here's the third one. Oops. I'm going to put it on my scale, and I used 21 grams. Okay, so on here, it'll say grams I have, let's see if I get grams left. My scale says I have 79. So right here, I will enter 79 grams left. It'll do the math for me. So I used 21, which means in that, from this skein of yarn, I used 22.89 yards in this project. Now, for the pink, remember I told you I only used part of one, right? So I'm gonna go down here. That's the pink all the way across. I've already entered all that in. I entered that in when I started this last week because I weighed the full skeins. So in this skein, this right here is all I have left of the pink. So I'm going to put that on the scale. I have 21 grams left. So up here, under grams left, I will say I have 21. So I used 86.1 yards in this project. So here's that second pink one right here. Well, it's right there. I didn't use any of that. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete that whole column because I didn't put that in this project. Okay, and that's how I'm calculating at the end of each. And then I just have a bunch of blank ones entered here. Once I fill all these in, it'll add all of it up for me down here. I'm very excited. The blue, which I will be highlighting this, I will be highlighting this project because with the blue, that means it's an FO. It means I finished it. Okay, so I will be highlighting that, but right now I'm holding my camera in my hand, as you can see, and it's tough to do all this one-handed. So there you have it. That's how I'm keeping track of my yardage. Now let's roll the dice. All right, so last week before my trip, I rolled and we got 4. It's still on there because I haven't rolled the dice since then and I didn't bump it this time. So and because I finished that, I need to find a project to put right here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this cubby right here is probably the fullest. There's several of them that have 2 projects, but this one looks to be the fullest. So I'm going to take this project and put it in. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm going to leave that the way it is right now. So there we go. Now we're going to roll the dice and see what happens. Okay, ready? Let's see if I can do this without the reflection. 13, 2. So the top row is 1 through 6. Second row is 7 through 12. I just saw what was in cubicle 13. We just used this one. We just did this one. So cubby 13 is my fragmentation shawl. That one apparently is just meant to get done. I rolled the dice 2 weeks ago. I got the fragmentation shawl. And my brother was here, so I didn't get a whole lot of knitting time. But I've got it. It rolled the dice. That's the whole point. And because I had kind of gone back and forth. Like once a project gets worked on, if I don't finish it, do I pull it out of the rotation so that I have a chance to work through all of them? Or do I just put it back on the shelf? And I had decided I was going to put it on a shelf because the whole point in a whip wall is for all of my whips to be here. And so I decided I was going to put it back on the shelf. And that's what I've done. And we just got the fragmentation shawl again. So this week, I don't have my brother here and I don't have a road trip. And I believe I had just started the 4th wedge of 7. So I think I could make some I might have another FO, you guys. I am not going to go through, I'm not going to go through all the yarn again. And I may or may not put in an update tomorrow morning because I really did just go through this one 2 episodes ago. So if you're new here, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago and all of them are labeled really well. If you go to our channel and you look at our playlist, you should be able to see it pretty easily. So I'm just going to start knitting and I will see you guys either in a week. And today is Tuesday. Nope. Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? It's Tuesday. I just got home. So it's Tuesday the 6th. It's so bizarre though, because if you look at my watch, it's 11:27 p.m. It's Tuesday night, but my watch says Wednesday the 7th. I think I need to go put no, it is Tuesday. I need to go to sleep. It is Tuesday the 6th, because I just got off the plane this afternoon and I've had a busy afternoon. So it's Tuesday the 6th. So in 1 week, next Tuesday, or when I finish, I will be back to record and give you guys an update on how I'm doing. All right, you guys, have an amazing week and I will see you soon. Bye.